Who knows the difference between a fixed date launch sequence and an evergreen launch sequence or evergreen launch? You nailed it, Rick, and so did Ozzy. Timing starts whenever the person first views. Yeah, so did Terry. Terry got it too. Good job. When someone comes to your website, the timer for them starts. Okay? When the next person comes, the timer for them starts at the beginning. Okay? And so everybody has a different actual time, but as far as they're concerned, hey, it's 48 hours from the time they visit the site, okay, or whatever time you want to set. So I'm going to show you how to set that up now. And here we are. I've got 3 videos here, and then I've got a reveal here. Okay, now I'll show you how to set this up. I haven't named these videos, and that's okay. You don't need to. I know that there's just 1, 2, and 3. Now these videos are actually on Amazon S3. And if I go to the video scheduling tab, I can see that I've actually selected Evergreen. When you select launch sequence, it gives you all these dates. When you select Evergreen, it gives you an end time. Now this is the first video, and so Simple Video Pro assumes that you're going to start with the first video. That's why there's only an end time for this video, because there really is no begin time, because it begins as soon as the visitor gets to the page. Okay? So here I am going, in fact, I'm going to show you this stuff in just a second. Here I'm going to say 15 seconds after the visitor ends the page. That's when this video is going to expire. But really, I could say 3 days, 12 hours, 36 minutes, and 10 seconds. All right? Notice it's days, hours, months, seconds. Or I could say just 48 hours, like that. So it's always seconds, minutes, hours, and then days after that if you want. All right? This format. So in this case, I'm going to do 15 seconds. Simple Video Pro tracks by IP address. What that means is, excuse me for just a second. What that means is when someone comes to your page from a building, for example, from my home, let's say, I have 2 PCs, a laptop, and 2 tablets in my home. Soon to be 3 PCs because I'm getting a backup so I don't have to experience what I did yesterday where my computer went down and I went to the shop. So I'll have 3 PCs, a laptop, and 2 tablets. And if I'm in my office and I visit a website and the countdown timer starts for me and it starts ticking down from 48 hours or 15 seconds and I run over to my wife's computer and I log on there, I don't want it to start at 15 seconds again. I want it to start into the timer as though it started when I visited on my PC. Okay? So if it takes me 5 seconds to get to her computer, by the time I load that page, it should say 10, 9, 8, 7. It shouldn't start over. That's because Simple Video Pro tracks by IP address. All right? In other words, this entire building, my whole house, is all going out of one internet service provider with one IP address, and all the computers in here will start the timer when the first person in the house visits the page. All right? So it kind of helps you, it helps keep people from gaming your system. Okay? If you click reset timer after each visit, then it doesn't track, and every time someone comes to the page, it'll start over. Okay? Probably not a good idea if you want to, unless you're testing something, which I'm doing now. Okay? And this actually, again, with the question marks, you mouse over those, it gives you information. You mouse over the exclamation point, it gives you information. I'll show you this stuff in just a minute. Okay, let me go down here. We've got a timer now below the video. Actually, I'll go ahead and do this. It should be readily apparent that if I launch these 3 videos, each one will be replaced by the next one. Does everybody get that? you know, after one expires, it'll disappear and the next one will show up, just like you just saw on the fixed date scheduling. You guys get that, right? There's crickets chirping in the chat box. Maybe I need to explain a little bit further. I'll just demo it then. Okay, Rick says yes. Okay, Ozzy's saying yes. All right, I have a feeling there's a bunch more people in here. Okay, so the last page that we did, when the first video is done, it expires, it disappears, and the next video displays. When it's expired, it disappears, and the next video displays. That's what will happen in this scenario. Okay, if I decide I want to display a teaser icon below the video, check this box. It also checks the box keep visible after end time. And this is a way that you can trickle content to your viewers so that they can see previous content, but content coming up won't be displayed until the time is right. Okay, so you can do this both ways. You can set up an evergreen launch sequence where the videos are replaced by the next video when the timer expires, or we can set up this trickle where maybe you're doing a training series that starts when the person gets to the page, but you want to give them an opportunity to go back. Okay, then you want to select this display teaser icon and keep visible after end time. Again, with the short codes, they do the same thing. And now in this case, since I'm going to have basically a list of videos, I want to display the timer below the video. And it's going to say the next video is available in, and you can put any text you want here, but the next video is available in, and it'll count down the seconds. And I'm going to make this 36. Okay. Now, instant view is set to on. And in the next video, instant view is also set to on. And this one, the start time is going to be in 15 seconds, which is what? When this one expires. Okay, so as soon as this one expires, the next one starts, and in 30 seconds, 15 more seconds from then, in 30 seconds, the next video will go. So I've got this set up the same way. I'm going to check that. And instant view, timers below the video, and now we'll go to video 3. Video scheduling.
Nick,
Yeah.
can you show multiple instances of show while active on the same page?
No. There'll be one. You can use a combination of this with the reveal. So there's 2 places that you can do it.
Okay, that's for you, Phil.
Yeah. And in fact, that's a great idea. I'll be working on that. But again, this came up out of necessity because I use this product and AIM uses this product now. I use it every day, and we run into stuff where it's like, oh God, I wish I could do that. And I always kind of just smile to myself because I can. And then I pass those features on to you guys. And then when you guys come up with features, we put it in a list and we add them many times. Not all the time, but if it makes sense, we try our best. I try to add them. Okay, so I think we only had 3 videos in here, right? Yeah, just the 3 and then the reveal for the 3rd. So I'm going to go ahead and update this, and let's see if I got everything set up right. All right. So not exact, it's not rocket science. It's actually pretty straightforward stuff. So let's go ahead and view the page. And now this video starts playing, and we see that the next video will be available in, and we have these teaser icons. That's what that meant when it says teaser icon. And then in the next video shows up, but the previous one stays there. Okay, and now the next one is going to show up in another 6, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seconds. And now I can pause that. And now the last one shows up, and it says, I should have made that larger font, but it says this is the last in the series. Okay, so that is how that works. Is that pretty pretty specific for you guys? Did I cover everything well enough? Excellent. All right. So
well,
that
I'm not
is
sure. I got a list here.
No, you're not allowed to have a list.
I have a list.
No, you don't.
I'm looking at the list. I have some questions.
I'm waving my hand. You have no list. Kidding. Go ahead. I was trying to do a Jedi mind trick, but you know.
Did you show the copy end times to next video's start times feature?
I certainly did.
Okay.
That's in the fixed date launch scheduling. Next.
Cover the near end time display.
Yep. And for those of you who missed it, if I go to the video scheduling module, in launch sequences, if you have something that's 7 days out, you might not want the timer to display with 7 days, 12 hours, or whatever. And if you don't, you can always say, hey, I want it to display 24 hours before it expires or 48 hours before it expires. So you can just set it and forget it. And that's near end time display. And again, we have the question box that comes up and it tells you, if you have a long period that the offer will be open, you may not want the timer to display the whole time. For example, 10 days, 2 hours, 22 hours left does not make it urgent. Use this setting to tell SVP when to begin showing the countdown timer. For example, you could only begin to show the urgency when the offer is 48 hours from closing. All right, so all this stuff is very well explained.
What about the instant view?
Got that. Covered that in depth.
Redirect URL?
Covered that. If you put a redirect URL in here, when the timer gets to 0, when they refresh or when they come back to the page, it'll automatically send them to wherever you want. That doesn't happen with instant view, by the way. It doesn't just click over. At least I don't think it does. I don't know. If it doesn't, well, you know what? Let's just try it. Why not? Let's see what happens.
Okay, the transparent overlay videos.
Oh, good Lord, man. You're working me today. Seriously,
Yep.
you are. That's
Yep.
cool. We needed to do this. We're, what, 2 hours, 47 minutes? Okay, I'll try to get that in there. Hang on a second. Redirect URL. I want to test this because I'm actually not sure if it will work with Instant View. Did I spell that right? SimpleVideoPro.com. Let me see what happens in 15 seconds if this thing's going to kick off to the next... I'll take these out. I am curious. I know that when I refresh the page, or if someone comes back to the page when when the video's expired, it will redirect. But I'm not 100% sure if in 15 seconds this thing will just automatically go. So I'm going to just let go of the mouse and let it do the right driving.
Got to break something today.
Yeah, I know something's got to break. 0 and no, I didn't think so. But if your timer is at 0 and someone comes back to the page, oh yeah, I reset the timer each time. It doesn't quite work that way, but it will redirect. I guarantee it, okay? I have it so it resets the timer each time. So technically the timer never expires. Okay, but if they come back to the page, it will redirect to that link.